Hi, in this video we are going to create a virtual environment in VS Code. The advantage of working in virtual environment is that the library is only available to that specific project that you are working on it, not globally. It is the best practice to work on a virtual environment. I logged into my test environment. I'm going to launch the web browser. This URL you can get your OpenAI API key, and in this URL, and you can get your Google API key, Gemini API key, and this is the documentation. In this URL, this tells you exactly how to set up the Python, the virtual environment. This is a good documentation. There are lots of ways that you can create a virtual environment. I followed this documentation. I'm going to launch PowerShell as an admin and set the execution policy to be remote signed. Set the execution policy remote signed. Yes. And I'm going to create a folder on C directory, a folder named Llama Index. New dash item path and C directory, and the name of the directory is called Llama Index. The folder has been created successfully, and then go refresh. You can see here the folder has been created, and I'm going to launch my VS Code. And open the folder we just created it just now. Yes, I trust the authors. I'm going to launch the terminal, new terminal. I'm going to install the module pipenv. pipenv manages the Python project dependencies and the virtual environment. It has been installed successfully. Next, I'm going to install shell. This command used to activate the virtual environment created by pipenv. You can see here successfully created a virtual environment. So I'm going to name the virtual environment Python -m venv and .venv. Okay, .venv is the name. You can give any name you want, but I have given a name .venv. It could be anything else. You can see here in the top left hand side the .venv has been created successfully. Now we need to activate. Okay, we need to go to the .env. And then you need to go to the scripts folder and then activate. There are several ways to activate, and you can also use Control Shift P, and then here you can type Python, and then create environment, and then you need to select the first one, VNV, create .VNV virtual environment in the current workspace, and then use the existing one. You need to select the first one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a file, test.py, and you can see on the bottom right hand side and the virtual environment. Okay. Now we are going to create a .env file. So basically this is a hidden file. This hidden file helps to read and parse the environmental variable. So I'm going to put my OpenAI API key and the Google API key. Okay, I'm going to the test.py file. I'm going to clear the screen, and then I'm going to install Llama Index. This is actually a module. This is for data indexing and data connectors, query processing, data retrieval, and language model capabilities to improve the accuracy. The Llama Index module has been installed successfully. Next, we are going to install load.env. This module used to read parse environment variable from .env file. The next, we are going to install the load env module. This module necessary to parse the environment variable from the .env file. The module has been installed successfully. I'm going to copy paste some code and I'm going to explain. Okay, I'm importing the OS library. Okay, and here I'm going to load the load underscore .env class, and then this is a function, and this one is basically import the OpenAPI class from the Llama Index library. I am trying to set a variable here and then get the OpenAPI API key, and then finally I try to print here, and I commented here in case you have a problem and you're getting an error message, and you can print the API key to find out you are getting the API key. And I'm using here the GPT 3.5 Turbo model, and then this is where I'm getting the OpenAI API key, and finally the response. I'm going to run this and see what happens. So I'm getting an answer here. What is the capital of Canada? And then I'm getting an Ottawa answer. Okay. If you get any error message, okay, when you're running this one, try to close the terminal here. You can see here at the bottom right hand side, and then you can delete the terminal and delete the PowerShell, and launch a new terminal and then try to run again, it should work. Most of the time the environmental variable, the API key, is not loaded properly. And finally, if you get any squiggly line here, that means you have not installed the OpenAI module, and go and install the pip install OpenAI, and that would fix the squiggly line here. Okay, that's about it. Here we used OpenAI API key. This is the OpenAI API key. In the next example, we are going to use the Google API key. I'm going to paste some of the code and explain. So first I'm going to comment this one. I commented everything. This is for using the Google API key. Okay, here I'm getting a squiggly line, so this module is missing, so I'm going to install the Gemini module. The Llama Index Gemini module has been successfully installed. You can see the squiggly line has gone away. Here I'm using the Gemini Pro model. Okay, and the code is similar to previous. Here I'm importing the class, Gemini class, from the Llama Index Gemini library. Let us run this one, and the question is the same. What is the capital of Canada? Let's get the response. We got an answer Ottawa here, but we are getting some warning error message. Okay, this is only a warning, it's not an error. So I really don't know why it is happening. I searched in several places, I could get an answer, but since this is only a warning, just ignore it. But my guess, the Google will fix this issue later, the version of the modules libraries. Thanks for watching, guys. You have a great day.